Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. And on tonight, what I want to deal with is a topic that most of you will be able to relate to. We're going to be dealing with the subject of 30 things to do to survive the workplace. 30 things for you to put into practice to survive the workplace. You know, a lot of us, we go to work and we don't understand that it's a place of business. It's not the streets. It's not a club. It's a place of business. Shout out to everybody joining in. Rapper, Dallas, April, Richards, Sherelle in the building. Raheem, Sean, Carlos, Keith, what's going on? 30 things to do to survive the workplace. 30. All of you who work the 9 to 5, have your own business, whatever the case is, these 30 things must be put into practice in order for you to have success in the workplace. Shout out to Sean James. He recently did a live show about the workplace and other issues pertaining to that. I was watching his show, and while tuning in, I got some inspiration to do this live show right here. So if you are coming from Sean James' channel, I'm sure you will enjoy this show. Number 1, you're there to make money, not friends. You see, you have to understand that when you're in the workplace, you're there to make money. You're not there to make friends. Which means when you go to your job, your career, your main objective is, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to socialize. I'm not here to have happy hour. This is not the club. This is not the parking lot. This is not the movie theater. This is a place of business. I'm here to make money. I don't care about what's going on in everybody else's life. I don't care about who's upset. I'm here because I'm trying to make this money. You have to understand that. You see, when you look at the image on the screen, you see the guy and he got the headphones on, which means he's in his own world. He's not concerned about the people around him. He's not concerned about the drama. He's not concerned about the politics in the job. His primary focus is, I'm here to get this money. That's pretty much it. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to hear about your family issues. I'm not here to hear the gossip. I'm here to make money. If I'm not making money, it don't make no sense that I'm doing all this other stuff that's draining my energy. My energy is here to do my job to get this money. If you can get that mindset that when you go to work, you're there to make money. I'm not there to make friends. Everything else, when it comes to your social life and all this other stuff, you can do that outside of the job. When you go into a workplace environment, you have to understand there are all different types of people there. People with attitudes, people with problems, violent people, ticking time bombs, gossipers, people that want you to lose your job. You got all sorts of people in these environments. It could be a very hectic place. It could be a hostile working environment where violence can take place. It can be a place in which you may have certain people you can interact with that you're cool with. But for the most part, there's a lot of backstabbing. There's a lot of red eye. There's a lot of jealousy, competitive jealousy. There's a lot of problems that come in the workplace. So if your mind can be set on, I'm not here to make friends, then that simply puts you in a position where you're not having these high expectations of everyone, because I'm not going to live my life based off of everybody else's issues and let that determine how I feel in the workplace. I'm here to make money. I'm here to do what I got to do so I can make sure that my family is good, so that I'm able to pay my rent, pay my mortgage, make sure that I'm stacking some bread. That's what's important to me. So, number one, you're there to make money, not friends. Because you may be introduced to certain people and, they turn against you. You may be introduced to a coworker and you were cool at 1 minute, but now you're not. Don't let that change your mood. Don't let that take your peace away. You're there to make money. You're there to get the bag. You're there to get this bread. You're there to stack these dollars. Do you understand me? The bottom line is I'm here to make money. So who cares who don't like you? Who cares who's jealous of you? Who cares who's talking about you? I don't care about who's talking about me. When you go to your 9 to 5, trust and believe there are coworkers that don't like you. There are coworkers that are talking about you. There are coworkers that are plotting against you. You may have a supervisor that don't like you. You may have whoever who don't like you. At the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. I'm here to make this money. And if I'm doing my job, no matter who don't like me, I'm going to always be good. No matter who's plotting against me, if my work ethic is on point, then there is nothing you can do. Again, these are 30 things to do to survive the workplace. Tried and tested. I'm a working man. You have to understand that. I'm not complacent. I'm very busy. And the things that I've learned throughout the years helped me to survive. A lot of drama, a lot of nonsense. So I put together these 30 things that you must apply. Number one, you're there to make money, not friends. Your friend is money. That's your friend in the workplace, money. Because the hours that you spend in that company determines your pay rate. If you're there 8, 10, 14 hours, then the only person or thing that I need to know, that I need to be friends with, is this money. Because that is what I'm working for. That's the only thing I want to see when I go to work. Where the money at? Where is the money? I don't want to see nothing else. I don't want to hear about nothing else. Where is the money? Where the bag at? What, you got some OT for me? All right, cool. What I got to do? All right, cool. It is what it is. The bottom line is this money. That's what it's all about. Number two, and this is very important, and I hope that everybody's tuning in because this is very, very important. This video is very important. Like, you can start this thing right now. If you're in the workplace right now and you're at work right now, you need to apply this now. Don't bring your feelings to the job. Don't bring your feelings to the job, because you will get hurt. You will. Don't bring your feelings to the job. If you're one of those emotional types of people and you come to your job with your feelings, then your day is going to be very hectic and miserable, because you're going to be looking at everybody as to be the blame for why you feel the way you feel. It's not nobody's fault if you're having a bad day but yours. When you come to your job with your feelings, you're going to get ticked off by every damn thing somebody do. You got to come to your job with the mindset of, this is a jungle. There's going to be all sorts of creatures here. So my mind is prepared already. And I understand the different personalities of people. This is why it's very important that when you're in the workplace environment, that you understand that everybody is not going to be like you. So stop thinking that when you go to your job that everybody's supposed to be like you. They're not going to be like you. So get out of your feelings or you're going to get hurt. Because if you go there with your feelings, if your supervisor talk to you a certain way, you're going to get mad. If a coworker says something to you and it just don't feel right, you're going to get offended. Now we're going to get into workplace violence. Then you're going to end up on the news or you're going to lose your job. You're going to go through some sort of disciplinary action, get a couple of memos, and then they're going to ship you out. You don't want that because at the end of the day, the bottom line is we got to get this bread. We got to secure the bag. We got to make sure that this job stay on point. We got to move up within the company. That's the bottom line. We got goals. We got a family to take care of. So you got to look at the bottom line and the bigger picture and recognize that I can't allow anything to sabotage my job. This is the way I make money. Now, of course, with every career, with every job, you should have more than one stream of gaining income. But if you have a job and that's your primary source, you have to protect it at all costs. You're there to make money, not friends. Don't bring your feelings to the job because you're going to get hurt. You're going to get offended quick. And there's a lot of guys who come to the job and they get offended at every little thing because they're in their feelings all damn day. They expect everyone to talk to them perfectly. They expect everyone to treat them a certain way. You have to understand there are going to be some people that are going to have attitudes just to tick you off. You're going to have customers that are going to test you. They're going to press your buttons. They're going to get under your skin. They're going to get on your last nerve just to piss you off, just to get a rise out of you. So don't come to your job with your feelings. Become cold. Have this mindset of, I don't care. No feelings, no emotion. I'm here to do what I got to do, and I'm going home. I'm not going to get into it with nobody because I understand that there will always be drama and there will always be people that are miserable. And misery love company. And that's the company I don't need. So don't bring your feelings to the job because it will cost you your job. Number 3, stop expecting everyone to work as hard as you. Stop expecting everyone to work as hard as you. Let me tell you something. You know, I've been with the company that I'm with right now for a long time. And I've moved up within the company. So I have a lot of experience. I see a lot of new people, they come in and, you know, they're trying to work very hard or they're trying to do this and they're trying to do that. And they're not working smart. They don't really understand the game. They don't understand how to move. And a lot of times, you know, you have your way of working. And you get upset if somebody ain't up to par or they're not fast like you or they're not a quick learner. You have to understand that everyone is not going to work as hard as you. Just because you want to burn yourself out, just because you want to do all this work all day, don't get mad with the next person who's slow. Don't get mad with the next person that's lazy. Don't get mad with the next person who's like, look, I'm not doing nothing until 10 a.m. That's when I'm going to start. Just because you want to start at 8 and the other person is on their phone, don't get mad at them. Again, you're there to make money, not friends. You're there to get money. You're not bringing your feelings with you. So stop expecting everyone to work as hard as you. Do your job. Do your part. I'm not there to be worrying about everybody else. If you do that, you're going to have a bad day. You understand? Stop expecting everyone to be as quick as you, as organized as you, as, efficient as you. Stop. Stop the nonsense. Stop the drama. Because all you're going to do is get into this competitive fighting back and forth with people. And now you're going to be comparing yourself and doing all of this nonsense. We don't need that. So stop expecting everyone to work as hard as you. If you want to burn yourself out, go burn yourself out. Just because I don't want to work as hard as you, don't get mad at me. Everybody work at their own pace. I'm not going to kill myself on the job for you just because you want to be Speedy Gonzalez. That's not happening here. Some of you come to your job and you don't understand. You got 8 hours to do your daily task. 8 hours. Why are you trying to rush through everything? Why are you trying to accomplish so much in one day? For crying out loud, learn how to balance your day. Stop working so damn hard. Stop working so hard. You're not in a cotton field. You don't got a taskmaster's whip on your back. Take your time and do your job. Stop getting mad at everybody else. You and your feelings. This is a business. Chill out. Relax. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. So don't get mad at your coworkers because they're not fast like you. If you want to be the fastest on the job, hey, go ahead and be the fastest. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a price to pay for being the fastest, for being the smartest. There's a price to pay for that. We're going to get into that a little later. Definitely going to get into that. So stop trying or stop expecting everyone to work as hard as you. Number 4, stop trying to prove yourself to others. Stop trying to prove yourself to others. This is something that a lot of you do in the workplace, and it needs to stop today. You're trying to prove to everybody that you know what you're doing. You're trying to prove that you're smart. You're trying to prove that you could work as hard as them. You're trying to prove that, you can do the same work. You're trying to prove that you don't need help. Stop it. Stop trying to prove yourself to other people. It's a waste of time. You're working too hard. You need to relax. Because the people you're trying to prove yourself to really don't give a damn about none of the stuff you're trying to impress them with, because they've been there longer than you. They really don't care. They really don't. You have no reason to be trying to prove yourself to anybody in the work environment. I don't care how long everybody else been there. If you're brand new, stop trying to prove yourself. You don't got nothing to prove or do to impress me. I really don't care. At the end of the day, if I'm a senior guy and I've been around longer than you, trust and believe a lot of the stuff I see you doing, all the mistakes you're making, and you trying to do all this extra stuff like I'm going to be impressed with you, I really don't care. I just want to go home. I just want to do my job and go home. I'm not impressed with you. So stop doing all this extra stuff because I really don't care. Nobody cares. Your supervisor don't care. Your supervisor don't give a damn about how hard you working and all the stuff you're trying to do to get brownie points. At the end of the day, they just want to make sure that damn job is done. They don't care who do it as long as it's done. You are just a number on the job. Your ID number, that's you, and you can be replaced. Always remember that. So, stop trying to prove yourself to others on the job. It's not a good look. It's a waste of time, and nobody really cares. Number 5, avoid being the know-it-all. Avoid being the know-it-all. When I'm at work, there's a lot of things that I know, but I don't volunteer everything that I know. I don't want to be the know-it-all. I don't want to be the smart guy. I don't want to be the guy that is so reliable that whenever supervision needs someone, they always call me. Because I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. And see, a lot of times, what a lot of people try to do when they're on the job, they want to be the know-it-all. They want to act like they know how to do everything. All you're going to get in return is stress, because your supervisor is going to always call you to do the task because he figure no one else can do it like you. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the know-it-all. I don't got no time for being the know-it-all. Listen, I got 8 hours to do what I got to do, and then I'm going home. I don't want to be the man. I don't want to be the best worker. I don't want to be, some sort of teacher's pet. No, I don't want that. Because all it's going to do is get you more work to do. Just like if you're a slave and you doing your job fast on the field picking that cotton, then guess what master going to do? He's going to be like, oh, you done already? Okay, go over there and pick some more cotton. You're going to get more work. You're going to get more work. So avoid being the know-it-all. Stop trying to give an answer for everything. Fall back and be humble. Act like you don't know what's going on. Act like you just don't know. And then when you're in front of people, just do your job. And when they see your performance, they realize, wow, this guy really know what he's doing. But don't be Mr. Know-it-all. Stop trying to impress co-workers who've been there before you. Stop trying to compete with them. Stop trying to act like you can do something better than them. You're playing yourself. You're new. You have a lot to learn, a lot to grow up on. It's a waste of time. I know so much, but I act like I just don't. Because I have nothing to prove to nobody. Once I do my job and I did my part for the day, I make my money, I'm good. I'm not here to impress you because you're not paying me. So why would I be wasting my time trying to be the know-it-all for people who ain't paying me? What am I trying to be? I'm trying to be popular? I don't want to be popular on the job. I just want my money and I want to go home. It is what it is. Now, if you want to be the know-it-all, trust and believe, you're going to have a lot of work to do. A whole lot of work. You understand? Now, where we up to? That was number 5. Avoid being the know-it-all. Okay, number 6. And this is an interesting one. Stay out of drama. Stay out of drama. The workplace is crazy. There's always an opportunity for some drama. There is always the temptation to get involved in a job site beef, a he said, she said, gossip. And you want to ask the question, what happened, y'all? What y'all talking about? Oh, you heard what happened to so-and-so? Stay out of that. Stay out of the drama. Stay out of drama. Stay out of drama. Do you understand me? Avoid the drama. Avoid the gossip. Avoid talking about other coworkers. Avoid it. Don't entertain it. Because when something pop off, they're going to come back and say you were involved, and you don't want to be involved. You want to have a good reputation in the workplace. You want to have a clean record. You want to be off the radar. Because within the workplace, you have a lot of company policies. You got sexual harassment. You got, zero tolerance for workplace violence. You have different code of ethics that you have to follow within the workplace. There's a lot of stuff that you're just supposed to be doing automatically. So you want to be out of drama. You don't want to be beefing with your supervisors. You don't want to be arguing with your coworkers. Now, I understand there are certain times you may get into a situation with a coworker, something may pop off or whatever the case is, but you got to be able to diffuse the situation right away. and get back to task and get on character. Again, this is a business. This is not the streets. This is not the club. This is a way for you to make money to take care of your family. And you got to protect that at all costs. So stay out of the drama. Sometimes people will try to bring you into the drama. You got to just avoid it. They try to come to you with something, curve the drama. Hey, you heard what happened to so-and-so today, man? Yo, that's crazy, man. What do you think about that? Oh, nah, I ain't hear nothing about that. But anyway, you got the files that, Johnny gave Melissa. I need a copy of that. Yeah, ASAP. Just curve the whole damn thing. It's not important. It's not making you money. Hearing about the drama, entertaining the drama is not making you any money. Why do you care so much? It makes no sense. I understand you're at the workplace. It's like a second home. But at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we secure our jobs. We got to make sure that we come to work with the mindset of making money, not entertaining a bunch of drama and gossip. And he said, she said, and back and forth, bickering and fighting. That's not making us any money. You're going to be written up. You're going to get memos, disciplinary action. You're on a local, and now they got you somewhere and you're getting fired. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So stay out of the drama. And now number 7 pretty much goes into that. Avoid gossiping about coworkers. That's another problem within the workplace, and you need to put it in practice. Avoid gossiping about coworkers. Don't sit there talking about another coworker. It's not cool. Avoid gossiping about coworkers. Stop. Stop the he said, she said. Stop the bochinche. Stop the foolishness. Stop talking about your supervisor in a negative way to other coworkers. You don't know who know that guy. You don't know who know that woman. You don't know which one of your coworkers is cool with the supervisor. And when they hear you going in, they may end up going behind your back and throw you under the bus. And now your supervisor is looking at you funny. Now all of a sudden, now he's on your back now. Now he's giving you more work. He ain't pretty much come at you for what you've been saying, but he's retaliating against you because of what the other guy told him. So now he's making your stay at the company more difficult. And we know in the workplace, supervisors are not supposed to retaliate, but a lot of them are very slick and they're very smart and they know how to bypass the policies and make your life a living hell on the job. So you don't want to be involved in that type of nonsense of gossiping about coworkers, because it's going to come back. And if it do, that can get you in trouble and you can end up losing your job, because now you're making the place a hostile working environment. Now you're harassing people. Because when you gossip and you talking about a coworker, it can now come across as harassment, because it'll get back to the person in question, and now they feel some type of way. Now they feel threatened. Now they feel unsafe coming to work, and now they're singing to the supervisors that you are causing a hostile working environment by spreading lies about them. So you want to avoid that at all costs. Number 8. This is an interesting one, and it can go for both men and women. There are some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, avoid relationships on the job. Avoid relationships on the job. Now, again, there are some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, if you're a man, avoid trying to holler at all the sisters on the job. It's a place for you to make money. It's not a place for you to get vagina. I understand some of the women in your environment might be fine, might got it going on, but at the end of the day, all of that can be done off the clock while you're on clock, I'm here to make bread. I'm not here to get laid. I'm not here to dance. I'm not here to do none of that. I'm not here to be hollering at all the sisters. Because, see, here's the deal, bruh. When you're trying to talk to Daphne, you're trying to talk to Susie, you're trying to talk to Allison, please be mindful that word on the street is you're trying to talk to everybody. So eventually, all the ladies are going to hear that you tried to holler at Stacy, Daphne, Tiffany. Everybody is talking about you. And it's not a good look. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to get caught up in some old sexual harassment. And you don't want that in the workplace. Now, keep in mind, sometimes women get away with a whole lot when it comes to sexual harassment. They could pretty much push up on a man, seduce a man, lead a man on, and it's all good in their department. But on you, if you come across as the kind of guy that is very aggressive, trying to holler at all the women, and you're not taking no for an answer, that will be considered sexual harassment. Because if you're trying to shoot your shot with a sister and she dodging you, and you keep pushing up, she may go to the supervisor and say, look, so-and-so, he keep pressing me, he keep trying to holler at me, and I feel sexually harassed. I feel like he's just looking at me for sexual desire, and he keep giving me these lustful looks, and you're going to lose your job. I'm just letting you know, bro. You're going to lose your job. Now, I know some of you brothers, you're at your job and you're hollering at the ladies and everything seems to be cool. But if you just holler at the wrong one, she will make you lose your job. And this is not just about sexual harassment. It can be a lot of other drama that comes into play when you have relationships on the job. For example, let's say you're with a particular sister in a relationship and you got her pregnant. Oh boy, you get her pregnant, it's going to be a problem. Because now, if you're one of those kind of guys that was just kicking it with a sister and you just wanted to get sexual with her, but for whatever reason she got pregnant, right? Now, if she wants to keep the baby, trust and believe you and her are going to have a fallout. You're going to break up with her. She still works at the job. Guess what? That place is going to become a hostile working environment. And eventually supervision is going to be getting involved because you and this woman keep arguing and beefing on the job. She want to have the baby, but you wanted her to get an abortion. Now she had the baby and she put you on child support. Now you're upset. Y'all arguing like crazy. You're going to end up losing your job. This is what happens when you have relationships on the job. Sometimes you might have this relationship and it might be cool, but seeing the same person every day at work and then when you go home, you seeing them, to me, that is not good for business. It's not. You should not be on the job chasing women all damn day. And I know I'm speaking to you brothers about this, but women do the same thing. If you're a sister, you shouldn't be at the workplace, trying to kick it with every brother on the job, because it's not making you look good at all. It's not making you look good at all, because here's the deal. If you're talking to Derek and, you're kicking it with him, be mindful that if you're not Derek's wife, but you're sexual with him, Derek is telling all the guys on the job that he been messing around with you. Not only that, we all know that you're messing with him, and we all know that you getting it in with Derek. So now if you and Derek break up, trust and believe Mark is going to shoot his shot next, and now before you know it, Mark and you is kicking it. Now word on the street, you were with Derek, you were with Mark, you were with David. I mean, damn, who else you going to be with? Don't become one of them type of sisters. Because I've seen this type of stuff happen many times. I've seen a sister bounce from this one to that one to that one to that one. I mean, like 9 different brothers been with this same woman in the workplace. Like 9 brothers. That's crazy. You don't need that kind of reputation on you. You want to be the kind of sister that when you go to work, you look good, you fine, you go to work, you dress nice, and you go home. And you keep it like that. You tell these brothers, look, I ain't here to kick it with none of you. This is where I work. This is where I get my bread. It is what it is. But now, like I said, it might be that situation where it might be a particular brother and you and him may have kicked it off the right way, and you're cool with him, and you're not trying to be no thought on the job. You're literally building with this brother. Again, there are certain situations where you may be able to bypass that rule. But under all circumstances, you should avoid relationships on the job. Do you understand the difference? It would be best to just avoid it at all costs. And I know it's difficult for us brothers, because sometimes, you might have that new sister that came in the company and she bad. My goodness, look at that. Man, I can't help myself. I know Ringo said what he said, but damn, I gotta holler at her. Hey, how you doing, baby? How you doing? What do you mean, baby? Oh, my bad, Miss whatever her name is. But see, notice that, brothers. You went up to her trying to shoot your shot about, hey, how you doing, baby? You can't do that in the workplace. You can't. You can't be coming up to sisters calling them baby and all this other stuff. That can come across as sexual harassment, and some sisters will throw you under the bus to make you lose your job, bro. Is it really worth it? Is some vagina worth losing the bag? Is it really worth it, bro? Okay, she looked good. There's 1,000 women in the world that look good. Okay, you can get a sister after work. It is what it is. But you don't want to holler at these women on the job. Now, if a sister on the job wanted to talk to you after work, or she's interested in you and whatnot, you got to know how to let the sister know, like, look, maybe we could chat, maybe we could get a drink, whatever, after work, kind of talk a little bit, but I don't really want to be doing that on the job. You know what I mean, baby? It's like, we working, we got company policies. I don't want to break none of the rules. You understand? And make her understand that when we on the job, we professional. But when we get off the job, hey, we could kick it. It is what it is. But when we here, we got to be professionals. You got to have that in place. Again, it would be good to avoid the relationship at all costs. But if it's a situation where you and a brother is cool, or you and a sister is really cool, and y'all really kicking it and building on some real shit, then hey, on those circumstances, keep the relationship outside the workplace. Because you don't want to be on the clock and we find you in the back in the booth in the dark getting it in. Because a lot of people do that on the job. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I know what's going on. I'm not new to this. I know that on the job, dudes be getting it in the workplace with women. Women be on the job doing the do at work. That's right. Most of you know what I'm talking about because you did the same thing. Talk to me. You know what I'm talking about. And you don't want to do that. And you don't want to be a woman who do that. You don't want to be the type of sister that when you on the job, a brother got you bent over somewhere and getting it in. And he got these stories about you. You want to carry yourself in a proper manner. You want to show some class and respect for yourself. Take it outside of the workplace. Because if you get caught in the workplace getting it in, and I've seen situations like that. I've heard people get fired getting it in at the workplace, and supervisors walked in on them getting it in. Yeah, they were getting it in, and the supervisor walked in, or they were getting it in, and a coworker walked in and was like, my goodness, what the hell is going on here? What is that? What are you doing, Stacy? I was checking his, okay, you got me. Don't get caught out there. I'm just letting you know. You understand? So avoid relationships on the job. Number 9. And this is interesting. Learn to plan out your day to avoid stress. Learn how to plan out your day to avoid stress. What do I mean? Well, when you go to work, you know what you do. You know what your tasks are. You know there is work that have to be accomplished at a certain time. Then you may be behind on certain activities and certain things you got to do. Learn how to go to work with the mindset on having a game plan on how to get through the day. In other words, I'm going to do this first, I'm going to do this second, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Have it mapped out. That way, you can have a checklist of, okay, I did this, but don't work too hard and don't work too slow. Do you understand what I'm saying? Use that method to create a timeline of the activity you've done in the day so that you balance out your 8 hours, whatever amount of time you spend on the job, so that you're not overworking yourself or underworking yourself. You understand? Have a game plan similar to a football team, basketball team. Know exactly what you got to do for the day and get it done. It's just as simple as that. You understand? Learn to plan out your day to avoid stress, because we don't want to stress ourselves out. We don't want to be getting stressed because we're doing too much, or we forgot to do something, or, oh man, I forgot to file the papers. I forgot to send so-and-so an email. Have it planned out on what you got to do for the day. Do you understand me? Very simple to do, and you'll avoid a lot of stress. Number 10, follow company policy on workplace violence. Follow company policy on workplace violence. Very, very important. Don't bring the streets to the job. Again, being in your feelings is going to cause you problems. We need for you to follow company policy on workplace violence. You need to know what the standard procedures are. You need to know these policies. You need to know this to avoid the drama. Don't bring the streets to the job. Stop getting personal. Stop the nonsense. It's not cool. Do you understand? Shout out to V-Dub Man in the building, Sherelle, mods in the building. You got to apply this, because workplace violence is a no-no. We don't want to hear about any of you bringing guns to the job. We don't want to hear about any of you being on the news killing your supervisor because you're in your feelings. Don't bring the streets to the job. It's not a cool thing. Understand that workplace violence is not cool. We should not be going to our jobs worrying about getting shot. That's the last thing you should be thinking about when you go to work, is that your coworker is trying to kill you. This is why you want to avoid gossiping about coworkers. This is why you don't want to bring your feelings to work. This is why you don't want to be arguing and acting crazy. Understand the procedures of company policy. Read it. Ask your supervisor for company policy concerning workplace violence, the do's and the don'ts. With common sense, there are certain things you should just know not to deal with. You understand? It doesn't make any sense to come to your job beefing with people, wanting to fight with people. It makes no sense. You should come to your job with the mind frame of doing what you got to do, get your bread, and go home. It don't make no sense. I'm not here to beef with you, bro. I'm not here to fight with you. Listen, if I want to fight, I'll be a boxer. If I want to shoot somebody, I'll join the military. I didn't come here for all of this mess. Why am I going to come to the job to fight, kill, and shoot people and then lose my freedom, lose my job, lose my pension, destroy my family? Now what? For what? Because of some emotions? Because I'm in my feelings? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not trying to lose this nonsense. I'm not trying to lose my livelihood, you know? It doesn't make any sense, you know? Yeah, I was watching that live show with Sean James too, Kenneth. In the chat, I'm not sure if you saw, I said I was going to do a live show about the workplace as well. But you guys, you really have to understand the policy concerning workplace violence. It's a serious thing, man. A lot of people come to the job with problems. Don't bring your household problems to work, and don't bring your problems at your job home to your family. Don't come to your house stressed out, and now you yelling and screaming at everybody in the crib. And I'm guilty of that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. There are sometimes, you had a bad day and you come home and you have this, you're upset because of what went on. And you don't want to be taking it out on your family or your kids, or everybody's upbeat and happy to see you, but you got this face on because you had a bad day. We want to leave the job at the job. And a lot of you need to do that when you had a bad day at work, because we're going to have a bad day. You could apply all the principles. There's going to come a day you're going to have a bad day. The point of this stream is to give you certain keys and methods to put in place to help you survive, because the workplace can be a hectic environment. So we don't want you bringing your stress from your job home, and we don't want you to bring your family problems to the job. If you beefing with your wife, beefing with your girlfriends, beefing with your man, don't bring that to your job, and now you telling all your girlfriends on the job, my man ain't right. You know what I mean? I gave him this and blah, 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 and he told me I can't get my purse and how I need to pay the rent. I don't want to pay the rent. I want my bag. Don't come to your job telling them your personal business, and don't bring your job home. Your woman don't want to hear about that mess. She don't want to hear about all that drama. Your kids just want to see daddy. They don't want to hear that you're upset and keep that at the job. Real talk. It's not their fault that you had a bad day. Your home and your family should be there to be a safe haven for you so that you can recoup and be energized. So that even if you had a bad day, your family, your children, their bright smiles and your children should give you some sense of joy to know that, hey, the reason why I'm at work, the reason why I got this career, the reason why I'm doing all of this is because I'm here to financially provide for my family. I see that they love me. I see that they appreciate me. Hey, I feel better already, even though you had a bad day at work. Do you feel me? It's just that simple. So again, follow company policy on workplace violence. Don't bring the streets to the job, because you will lose your job. Don't bring all of that thug stuff to the job. Stop acting gangster on the job. Nobody got time for that mess. You're going to lose your job, bro. And with Negroes, they always seem to do this in the workplace. They want to be thugs. They want to be gangsters. Bro, when you have a job, it's a business. Nobody got time for you trying to prove something. Nobody got time with you trying to be gangster. You want to be gangster? Get this money, bro. Get that bag. Where the money at? Where them figures at? Where them dollars? That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to hear you beefing and arguing, poking your chest out. Bro, I don't care about none of that. You're not impressing nobody. You ain't impressing no lady with none of that nonsense, because you're going to lose your job and you're going to be in a prison cell. It ain't worth it. Hey, yo, man, that supervisor, I'm telling you, man, for real, watch when I come to work, I'm going to punch him in the face, man. All right, go ahead, bro. You're going to be behind bars and you ain't going to have no money. You understand? And then your children are going to suffer because you're an idiot. It's not worth it. Get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings, bro. Focus on the bag. Focus on the money. Stop letting people take you out of character. Stop being a damn guinea pig for the job. Stop being everybody's entertainment. Stop being everybody else's reality show. You're here to get the bag. You're here to get this bread. You're here to move up in the company. You're not here to be dealing with all this drama. You understand? Now, number 11. Hope everybody enjoying the show. Number 11. Always be on time. Always be on time. Again, this is your job. You got to take things serious. Your job is your business. Even though you work for a company, your job is your business. You're working for yourself at the end of the day. So be on time. Time and attendance is very important in any company. Time and attendance. Be on time for the job. Don't be coming to your job late every day, losing 15 minutes of your pay, getting pay docked. You want to make sure that you're on time. You want a good name. You want to have a good work ethic. Be on time is being professional. A person who is late every day don't respect their job. So you're going to have to change a lot of bad habits. If you notice that you're always getting to work late, we're going to have to get up about 30 minutes early, sometimes an hour earlier. That way you're able to unwind in the morning, shower, get yourself ready, eat some breakfast, and pretty much get ready, get your clothes ready, get your mind right, and then you can head out to your job and be at peace by getting there about a good 15, 20 minutes early. That way you can sit down, you can have your coffee, you can have your bagel, eat your fruits, whatever you do, you know what you do when you're at work, and then you can start your day. It's just that simple. You know, we want to be on time. We don't want to have a habit of being late. It says a lot about your life. When you're late every day, it says a lot about your personal life. It says that you're late for everything. It says that you're not on time for everything. It says a lot. It says that your life is cluttered. It says that you're not focused because this is your job. You're supposed to take it serious. Do you understand me? So, again, always be on time. Number 12. This is another good one. Bring your own lunch. Bring your own lunch. Very simple. Bring your own lunch. You know, a lot of you go to work and you spending all this money on lunch every day, making everybody rich when you could just have your meals, your lunch prepared for yourself. You're spending $10, $20, $30 on lunch every day. That's a lot of money in a year. It would be good for you to prepare your own your own food, your own lunch by yourself. Prepare your own lunch. Have your own snacks. Have your own things that could give you energy throughout the day so that you're not down and you're not starving and hungry, because when you're hungry, you're not going to be focused on your job. So you want to make sure that you got your water. You want to make sure that you have your snacks. You know, you want to make sure that you have a proper diet, proper nutrition, lunch that you prepare each day, which is saving you money, a lot of money. You know, I know people that spend $25 every day on lunch. That's a lot of money wasted. Listen, when it comes to getting this money, we got to be smart. We got to go back to the basics. Some of you got to learn how to just do basic things when it comes to eating lunch. You know, you got to buy your own lunch. Prepare it from home. Some of you brothers, you may be old school. You may like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? Somebody in the chat just posted the same exact thing. Yo, that's crazy. Steven. Shout out to Steven M. He said peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No doubt about it, bro. Bring your bread with you. Bring your bread, bring your jelly, bring your peanut butter. Buy yourself a little refrigerator for the job. Put it in your office. You know what I mean? Have your stuff right there. Keep the place clean and tidy. Buy your little snacks, whatever it is you buy, your fruits. You know what I mean? Have your own lunch. Some tuna fish sandwiches. You know what I mean? Your rice, your chicken, some veggies, whatever the case is. You know? And you know, you could bring your own blender to work, your Vitamix. Make your own smoothies. You know, you got to know how to do these type of things because it's going to save you a lot of money throughout the year. And it's going to have you avoid the stress of having to eat a bunch of garbage, you know, a bunch of processed junk. buying pizza, buying McDonald's and eating a bunch of trash and going to the Chinese restaurant. You don't want to be doing that nonsense. It's very important that you have your own lunch when it comes to your job. Number 13, use your job to reach your goals. Use your job to reach your goals. You see, when you get your paycheck, it's not just so that you can pay your rent or your mortgage or pay off your car loan, school loan. Your job should be the fuel to provide you the resources to reach the goal of business ownership, home ownership. That's what your job is for. Your job gives you the resources to financially invest in your future so that you no longer have to go to that job. Now, I understand a lot of you got 9 to 5s. You have careers, you have things that you do. But your goal should be to the point where you don't have to work at that 9 to 5 no more. Use the money that you make to financially invest in something that's going to make you money so that you no longer have to depend on your 9 to 5. Now, here's the thing. You can still keep your 9 to 5 and work towards the goal at the same time. And even if you meet the goal of having a business or having some product or service and you're making money, you can still balance it with your 9 to 5 now. But when you feel that your business or your goal is now making 3 times more than what you were making at your job, then it's time to quit your job so you can be working on your goal full time. All of us that have a job, career, whatever it is you do, and you're earning money, that's not the end all be all. You should be moving up in life. Now, if you love your job, you love what you do, that's great. That's nice. But what are your goals? If you don't got a goal, you need to get one today. You need to have a goal. For you, your goal may be to buy a house. That may be your goal. Well, we got to work towards that house. We got to make sure that we're securing the bag. We got to make sure that we're earning money. We got to make sure that we got our credit on point. These are things that we got to work on. If we know that the goal is to get this house, then our credit got to be on point. You know, your credit is more important than how much money you got in your bank account. Your credit is so important. It says a lot about who you are as a person. If you have good credit, every bank will respect you because your name is good. If your credit is good, you're good to go. So if we're working towards this house, we're going to have to clean up the credit, clean up any bills, clean up any debts, right? We're going to have to financially get our life in order, Stop using one credit card to pay off another credit card, to pay off another credit card. Stop the insanity. We got to work towards the goal. We got to save money. And in order to save money, you have to be bringing money in. A lot of people are unable to save because they got too much expenses. So you're going to have to learn how to live within your means. You can't buy a car that is too expensive. You shouldn't be trying to buy a house that is too expensive. You have to live within your means and balance it out. Use the income you get from your job to reach your goals. If your goal is to sew clothes and sell clothes, invest in that sewing machine, a good sewing machine with embroidery features. Invest in a good table. Buy the tools needed to do the job. If you're a construction worker, carpenter, buy the tools needed. If you're a music producer, buy the equipment. Buy the equipment, buy the tools that is needed to reach the goal. If you're a cook, buy the greatest cooking ware you can buy. Buy the utensils that is needed. Buy the proper stove, the range, the oven, the refrigerator. Buy everything and set up your kitchen and set your business up. If you're a woman, a man, and you know how to cook, you should have a nice, beautiful kitchen. There's no way you could tell me that you're a cook, a chef, and your kitchen don't look nice. Because every chef keeps their kitchen on point. Their kitchen is their business. Their kitchen is their boxing ring. Their kitchen is the stage. And you know your way around the kitchen, and therefore it's clean, it's tidy, and it got the best equipment there is. It pays to buy the best. So when it comes to reaching your goals, you're going to have to spend money. It takes money to build. It takes money to grow. So use your job to reach your goals. Don't just spend your money and live from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. We got to get out of that. We got to get to the point that we're putting some money aside. When you get your paycheck, put some money aside. $10, $20, put it to the side. That's all. I don't know everybody's situation, but I know I've been through good times, bad times. I know when you're down, I know how that feels. I know what it's like living from paycheck to paycheck. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to have a good job. I know what it's like to make a certain amount of money. I know what that's like. I've been there, done that. You understand me? So everybody can reach these particular levels, but it's going to take time of you getting your life in order and organizing yourself. Using your money, using your resources from your current job to reach your goals of making more money. Get yourself together. Start today. Write down a plan. If you got debts, if you got bills, write them all down. Know what you owe. It might be a lot, but know what you owe. If you have credit cards, get them all listed. Get them all listed and figure out a battle plan on how you're going to get these things down. Call up the creditors and tell them, look, I'm down and out right now, but I would like to make a plan on how I can pay these debts off. I want to pay them. I want to get them wiped out. Could we set up a plan so that things is more easy on me so I can meet these bills? And those creditors will actually work with you so you can pay this debt off. But you got to make that move. Because at the end of the day, a business is a business. A creditor is only there to make money off you. So if you're not calling them to negotiate a payment plan, you're going to always be down and out. Do you understand me? So always use your job to financially provide resources for the goals that you have for your family. It's just that simple. Now, number 14. Number 14. Don't battle your supervisors, because you will lose. Wow. Don't battle your supervisors, because you will lose. A lot of times, some of you think that you can outsmart your supervisor. You think that you could go toe-to-toe with your supervisor. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. So stop. Do your job. Do what you're being paid for. Stop trying to beef with your supervisors. Because in the end, you lose. It's going to be their word against yours. Now, of course, there are some supervisors that are out of line. And you're able to report them, and they can be disciplined for their actions. But I'm more or less talking about you trying to go toe-to-toe with your supervisor concerning your job and your task. In other words, you're refusing to do your job. You're refusing to do work. Well, I'm not doing that because so-and-so, they're lazy. They don't be doing nothing. Why don't you call them? I ain't doing nothing. We don't want to go there, bro. If your supervisor came to you, do your job. It doesn't matter about everybody else. Stop throwing other people under the bus. Stop snitching on everybody else. Okay, so-and-so is lazy. I get it. He is. But if your supervisor told you to do the job, don't sit there and say, well, I'm not doing nothing because, so-and-so not doing their job. No, just do your job. Stop trying to battle with your supervisors because you're not going to win. At the end of the day, if you're on probation, they're the ones that have to evaluate you. Always remember that. They're the ones who are going to have to rate your performance and work ethic. They got to look at that. And if you're that type of worker who refuse to work, avoid this, and starting problem, being belligerent, argumentative, wanting to raise your voice, curse out your supervisor, and think that you could just act like you in the streets, you're going to be in a lot of hot water because your supervisor is in a different world. They have information you just don't know about. They're able to speak to people that you can't talk to. You can't pick up the phone and call, but your supervisor can. Always remember that. Be wise, like a serpent, harmless as a dove. Even if your supervisor isn't smart, humble yourself. Don't act like you're smarter than your supervisor. Be humble. You could be smarter, but don't let them know that you're smarter. Do you understand my point? And don't battle back and forth. No beefing with supervision. If they're out of character, you can report them, but don't go toe to toe. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. We don't want you to go there. Number 15. Blame yourself if you're overworked. Blame yourself if you're overworked. A lot of you go to your job and you working so damn hard. And your coworkers are not as hard as you when it comes to the job. They're more laid back. They're kind of just chilling, taking it easy, doing what they can, But you, on the other hand, you're like an Energizer bunny. You just keep going and going and going. You ain't trying to take no breaks. You ain't trying to relax. You want everybody to be just like you. You want everybody to be running around, doing this, doing that, going the extra mile. Bro, stop. 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 Slow down. You're doing too much. Blame yourself if you're overworked. If you're burnt out and mad at all your coworkers, well, why don't y'all work like me, man? Yo, y'all don't be doing no work, man. I be doing all the work. Well, if you want to do all the work, we're going to let you do all the work. How about that? Have it ever dawned on you that you're overworked and stressed out because you're doing all the work? It's not because no one else ain't working. You want to prove something to somebody. You want to be the know-it-all. You want to work the hardest. You think that you're impressing somebody. Listen, at the end of the day, there's 8 hours in this work shift. I'm not killing myself and getting gray hairs just to get this job done. No, I'm going to work smart. So if you're burnt out and you're mad because, you're doing all the work and you're running around and you feel like X, Y, and Z is not helping you, or this person is not moving as quick as you, and you feel like you're just a better worker, then hey, go do all the work. Go do all the work, because at the end of the day, people who've been in the company longer than you, they know the game. You don't. In due time, you're going to learn on your own that working harder is not smarter. You're just going to stress yourself out. So don't burn yourself out. Stop. Blame yourself if you're overworked. It's nobody's fault why you stress and getting gray. You having damn heart attacks on the job because you're stressing yourself out of some job. Going crazy, doing too much. Bro, take a break. Chill out. It's not that serious, bro. How many of you been on the job and, some people, they just want to keep working and working and working. I'm like, bro, chill. Like, damn, bro. Chill out. Stop being so serious and stop being in your feelings. It's just a job. My goodness. Take it easy, bro. Take it easy. Don't blame me because you doing everything. Yo, man, I got to do everything, man. I'm the one who did this. I'm the one who did that, man. Y'all don't be working. Y'all don't be doing nothing because you doing everything. And you think that by you doing everything so quickly that somehow you're going to get some reward. There's 8 hours in a day. Nobody going to be killing themselves all damn day. We get the same pay. Well, not the same. Everybody get different pay rates depending on how many years you've been in. But the point that I'm making is there's 8 hours in a day. Why are you working so hard? Why are you trying to accomplish 30 things in 1 hour? If you want to work that hard and go crazy and go in that hard, go ahead, be my guest. But don't expect everybody else to be doing the same thing. Because I'm not. I'm going to lay back and chill. I'm going to do what I got to do, but I'm not going to kill myself. I'll just come in the next day and finish the rest, but I'm not going to be doing every damn thing going crazy. And then when I get home, I'm tired, overworked, stressed out, cursing out the family, mad at the world. Nah, it's not cool, man. So blame yourself. Don't blame your coworkers on why you stressed. No, don't do that. Don't do it at all. Now, number 16. This is interesting. Number 16. The person you think is lazy is smarter than you. The person you think is lazy is smarter than you. Yeah. Now we know that in the workplace environment, there are some people that are genuinely lazy. We know that. I'm not talking about the lazy person who just don't work. I'm talking about the people that you just assume is lazy because they're not working as fast as you. And because they want to chill, take breaks, not work as fast, you consider them lazy. No, actually, they're smarter than you. Because they recognize that you're working too damn hard. You're going to get a heart attack on this job. Remember, the name of the game is to go to work, do what you got to do, and get home safe to your family. That's the name of the game. But you want to work so damn hard to the point that you're doing so much that you're just literally going out of your mind. And you think that you're smart, but really you're not. The person who you think is lazy is smarter than you because they recognize that they only get paid a certain amount of money an hour. Keep this in mind, people. You only get paid a certain amount an hour. So why are you killing yourself for that hour? You only get a certain amount of money an hour. So why are you lifting 30 boxes, going crazy, doing this, this, and an hour haven't even been up? Damn, you did so much work within that 1 hour, and you got the same pay. Who's the dummy? Is it the person that you think is lazy or you? It's you. Because you're not working smarter. You're being foolish. You got 8 hours to complete your job. Stop doing 30 jobs in 1 hour. Stop killing yourself. It's a waste. A total waste of time. You getting mad with people. Well, that person lazy, man. They don't be helping me. I be doing everything by myself. That person recognized that they only get paid hourly. So I'm not going to be doing all this work when I only get paid hourly. Now, if I got paid by the minute, oh yeah, I'll be working crazy. But if I only get paid by the hour, I'm going to stretch this amount of work for that 1 hour or throughout the day. And then I'm going home. I'm not killing myself for you or any job. Nope, not doing it. You know, I'm a worker. I do what I got to do, but I work smart. I don't got nothing to prove. I ain't trying to finish a job fast. I am not trying to do nothing fancy. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I don't got no time for that. The bottom line is getting this bread. That's the bottom line. I don't care about nothing else. It's just that simple. You know? Now, let me see where we at. Number 17, which is pretty much the same thing. Work smarter, not harder. Number 17. Work smarter, not harder. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Work smarter, not harder. If your supervisor came to you and said, hey, Bobby, hey, what's going on, Soup? What's going on, boss, man? What's up? Hey, check this out. I got 13 crates at the warehouse that I want you to move to the office. Could you get that done before the day end? And now what you do is you rush out, right? Jump in your car, nearly ran a red light, nearly hit an old lady. You grab the crates. Because the elevator don't work, you're taking them down the steps, breaking your back, 5 flights to your car. You're running up the steps because you can't wait for the elevator. You're stressed out, tired, shortness of breath, nearly caught a damn heart attack. You working too damn hard. Your supervisor said, could you have it done by the end of the day? Not in 1 hour. So why are you doing so much? He just asked to have it done by the end of the day. So you can't wait for the elevator? You gotta run down the steps, risking injury, carrying these heavy crates? This is a problem. You're not working smarter. You're doing things harder. If you know there's an elevator, bring all the crates out on a trolley cart, on a hand truck. Don't carry them. What are you carrying it for? Come to the job prepared. If your supervisor gave you instructions to move something, you should have the proper tools to move it. Have a cart. That way you can stack the crates. The crates are being supported by the cart. And now you bring it into the elevator or the service elevator and you bring it down to the company vehicle and move it. Do things smarter, not harder. I mean, it makes perfect sense if you really think about it and you apply it to every other job out there. We need to work smarter, not harder. Number 18. You're not a slave. You're an employee. A lot of you, when you go to your job, you act like you're on a cotton field. You act like your supervisor is your slave master. And when they come around, you're tensed, nervous, scared. And your supervisor's looking at you like, why don't you just relax? Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Sir, you're giving him all this respect as if though he's your taskmaster. Relax, bro. Relax yourself. He's just a man. Or she's just a woman. It ain't that serious. You understand? You're not their slave. Stop being a yes man. Stop it. You're not your supervisor's slave. You're an employee. You're to be respected, and you're to respect others. Your supervisor is there to supervise you, to pretty much be an advisor to giving you instructions. That's what a supervisor is for. A supervisor is not a boss. A supervisor is a supervisor. They have super advice to share with you so that you're able to be guided and have the proper mindset on what your daily task is for. That's what your supervisor is for. He's the one or she's the one you go to with the problems so that there can be certain things in place to remedy the problem or to provide you with certain tools and equipment and resources to do your job. You see, you're not a slave. Stop acting like a slave on your job. You're being paid. You're not a slave. You're an employee to a company. Number 19. Stop trying to be the teacher's pet. Stop trying to be the teacher's pet. Stop trying to be the teacher's pet. How many people you know on the job who always try to get in nice with the supervisors? Always kissing some behind. Always trying to impress the supervisors so they could get brownie points. Don't be that kind of person. Stop trying to be the teacher's pet. Your supervisor is not impressed with you kissing behind. And it's not a good look. And when your coworkers notice it, they're not going to want to have nothing to do with you. Because normally the teacher's pet goes back to tell the supervisors about what staff is doing. And nobody wants that. Nobody don't want to know that you're secretly going behind their back to plot against them for no apparent reason. Stop trying to be the teacher's pet. Number 20. Learn to say no. A lot of you in the workplace are always saying yes to everybody, to your supervisors, to your coworkers. Every time anyone asks you for help or you need this or that, you're always there. You're always saying yes. Hey, Richard, could you stay tomorrow to work? Double shift? I need somebody on for tomorrow. Sure, I'll do it. Stop it, bro. Learn how to say no. I won't be available for tomorrow. That's it. Some of you are afraid to say no. Just say no. You don't have to say yes every time your supervisor asks if you can stay late. You don't have to stay. You understand? And they can't get upset with you or retaliate against you because you didn't want to stay. It don't work like that. So learn to say no. You don't have to stay. You don't have to do all this extra stuff. Some of you can't say no. You're just yes, yes, yes. You give your all the time. But when it comes to you getting, nobody gives you anything. Stop being so committed. You know? Stop it. Which brings us to number 21. And this is interesting because a lot of you fall victim to this, especially a lot of the OGs in the companies who've been there for 20 years, 25 years. Some of them are less, it's just crazy. Number 21 is simple. Don't be so committed to your job like others. Wow. Don't be so committed to your job like others. Some of you are too damn committed. Some of you treat your job as if though you're the owner. You be trying to do so much and you ain't even getting paid for it. You trying to fix this, trying to solve that, but that goes above your pay grade. You're not even authorized to do X, Y, and Z, but you feel you gotta do X, Y, and Z. You understand? That's a problem. Don't be so committed like others. Stop. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a good worker. What I'm talking about is you're so committed. You're so, how can I say, institutionalized by your job that it's difficult for you to have a social life because at work, you're so consumed by your job that even when you go home, you're thinking about your job. That's not good. It's not good at all. You're too committed. Too committed, man. Too flawless, too perfect. You don't want to be that guy. Because anytime you have a flawless, clean record with nothing, somebody's going to line you up to put you to that test. And what they may find about you may be shocking to know that all this time, this is what you've been doing. Don't be like these guys who've been on the job 30 years doing the same damn thing. 30 years and never moved up, never increased their money. Don't be like that. Don't do that. Don't be so committed to your job like others. Some people treat their job so much greater than they treat their own self. You're more committed with doing everything you can to make the company better. But when we look at you in your personal life, you ain't going as hard as you is for your job. That's a problem. Why are you going so hard for your company, but not for your own household? Good question, right? Very good question. Number 22. Don't settle with the same pay. Always move up in the company. Wow. Very important. Don't settle with the same pay. Some of you, you've been working and your pay stays the same. You can't settle for that. You got to increase. You got to do more. You understand? You got to do more. Don't settle for the same pay. Have other streams of income. It will do a whole lot more. Trust and believe. Always move up in the company. Don't settle for the same position year after year. Take tests, take exams so that you're able to pass and move up. It's just that simple. But yet most people avoid making these particular moves to improve themselves. They want the luxuries of life. They want the benefits, but they don't want to put in the work. And that's a problem. Major, major problem. You want more out of life. You want more money. You want more resources. You want a bigger house. You want more rooms. You want to make sure that your family is good. Don't settle with the same pay. Always move up in the company. Find out what other job titles are in the company. Find out their pay. Wait for the exams and then take them. Hopefully they'll call you because you're an employee within the company, they know who you are, they got your social security, hey, you'll be perfect for the job. While everybody else is complaining about not having this and not having that, you're making moves. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. It's just that simple. Number 23. Be organized. Be organized. If you're the type of person that is, cluttered, everything about your life is cluttered. Every room you go into, there's clutter, paper everywhere. File cabinet is not done. Nothing is taken care of. You're just walking around just being crazy. It's not cool. Be an organized person. Have your file cabinet organized, closet organized. Your house where you live, make sure that it's organized and clean. When everything is all over the place, you're not going to be at peace. You're going to be stressed. And we don't want you to be stressed. We want you to be cool. We want you to be good. Do you understand? Very, very important key. Be organized. When people see that you're organized, they're going to respect you because they know you're a clean brother. You're a clean man. Whether you're white, black, it doesn't really matter. If you're an organized person, it shows that you respect your work. It shows that if we allowed you to run a certain department within the company, you're going to make sure that everything is on point. We need more employees like that pretty much understand that being organized is very important, which brings us to number 24. Keep your office space clean. Keep your office space clean. I don't know about you, but I love a clean home. I love when everything is clean and smell good. It makes me very peaceful. We spend a lot of time in our jobs. Our jobs and our coworkers in most cases become our second family. So it would be in your best interest to keep your office space clean. Keep it organized. Have a little refrigerator. So make sure the floor is swept and mopped and waxed. Make sure everything is tidy. Don't just come to work and just do what you do. Make sure the surrounding around you is on point. That way, if you have some downtime, you can relax. You understand? Nobody want to be in a dirty office or a dirty house. We need everything to be tidy and clean. It says a lot about you. It says that you're a cleansly person. It says that you have good personal hygiene. It says a lot. When you're clean, it says a whole lot about you. Very important. Number 25. Speak like a boss and know you're important. Speak like a boss and know you're important. Very important. When you are in your job and you're talking with people, interacting with people, always sound as professional as you can. Talk with assurance. Make them understand. Be bold. Have a certain demeanor. Be very stern. To the point. You have to be this way in order to survive. It's very important that when you talk like a boss, that whoever you're speaking to recognize that you take your speech very serious. The way you conduct yourself is very important. When you get around certain officials in a company and you're carrying yourself like a professional boss, they're going to think that you're a boss because of the way you talk. You talk with a very stern voice that is convincing, and they're going to respect you for that. So speak like a boss and know you're important. You're important to this company. You're the reason why this company is successful. You have to think like that. You have to think you are the reason the company is successful because you're doing your job. Despite if others are not doing theirs, hey, at least we know you're doing yours. And the reason why the company is afloat is because you're doing your job. Do you understand? Very, very important. Number 26. Don't work through breaks. Don't work through breaks. If your company allow you to have certain breaks throughout the day, don't be one of these people that work through your break time. Don't do that. It's not good for you. We need for you to have certain breaks and intervals where you kind of just relax and cool off a little bit. Then you could go back out there and work some more. We have breaks within a company to give us an opportunity to rest a little bit, to grab something from the store real fast. But if you're the type of person that work through your breaks, you're going to be very tired and stressed. It's not a good look. So don't work through your breaks. Your job gives you a certain amount of time to be on break. Use it. Don't work through it. Use it so that you'll be good. Just that simple. Number 27. Very, very important. Safety first. Safety first. Listen, people. When you go to your job, you are putting yourself in a predicament that can, in some cases, cost you your life. You could be injured. Things happen in the job. A lot of people walk away injured. A lot of people lose limbs. Some people die on the job of heart attacks. Safety first. Listen, people, hear my heart. We want you to go to your job, and we want you to get home safe. This is why you need to work smarter, not harder. People who work too hard is liable to make a mistake. People who do too much and they're not concentrating, they get injured. Let me talk about myself. And this just recently happened throughout the week. Very, very interesting. Hope that it helps somebody out. Was on the job doing a particular task. Got a little distracted, right? And for whatever reason, I'm working with a pipe wrench, working on some piping, and pretty tough. I didn't have a persuader. A persuader is pretty much an extra piping or something that you place over the handle of a pipe wrench, which give you sort of like a extension which allow you to apply more pressure, which would be easy to open up certain valves and different things like that. But for whatever case, I didn't have the persuader, so I used the pipe wrench with a hammer. And I do this all the time. But the reason why I'm saying safety first is because, I was kind of rushing. It was kind of late. I wanted to go. Was very tired. Did a lot of OT. And, I just wanted to get out. So I'm holding the pipe wrench with one hand, and I'm going at it with the hammer with the other hand. But for whatever reason, I forgot to put on my work gloves. Safety first, right? You see, we're going to all make mistakes and do things, but I'm hoping that through my mistakes, you will learn. Well, I'm there striking the pipe wrench, but for whatever reason, on one of the strikes, I end up hitting my hand. Yeah, at full force with a hammer. Oh yeah. It wasn't pretty. Oh yeah. It was rather painful. If I have the pic, matter of fact, I'm going to post the pic of it on my Patreon probably later on tonight, just to show my patrons. Nothing major or nasty, but I pretty much busted my damn hand and it was bleeding. Yeah. Because of several factors. Number one, I was tired. Number two, it was at the end of a night shift, kind of rushing through the job, wasn't paying attention fully, and I was distracted by the client. And for whatever reason, through those circumstances and not having on the safety gloves, created an environment for disaster. And my point is that any of you viewing can injure yourself on your job if you're not careful. Now, I'm okay, right? I'm perfectly fine. But that particular injury could have been avoided if, number one, I wasn't working too hard. Again, working too hard can cause injury. Working too fast can cause injury. Take your time. It's not that serious. Don't be Mr. Macho Man. You got nothing to prove to anybody. You know? It's not cool. Oh, Mr. Johnson said, I lost my job because I got injured. That's another thing that can mess you up. If you get seriously injured, you can lose your job, or you may go out on workers' comp, which is not really all that fun. You're not getting a lot of money. A lot of times people want to get injured so that they could go out on workers' comp, and they think they're going to milk the system. No, you're not. You're not getting paid that much, and it's not cool. And you may not come back to the spot you was at, and you may end up losing your job altogether if your injury prevents you from working. Serious. So you got to be working smarter. You know what I mean? And that was the only time within my job that I pretty much, injured myself through my own mistakes. But there are people on the job that burn themselves. People on the job that lose their life. They don't go back home to their families. So my hope is that you work smarter and understand safety. You understand? Sometimes I see people do things on the job that is very dangerous. And I try to preach to them. I try to tell them, like, bro, you don't want to do that. You could get seriously injured. You can fall. You can die. And sometimes people want to be macho man and think they could do things by themselves. Don't do that. Understand safety. Understand standard procedures about things. For example, if you're on a ladder, you should all know that there is safety that goes involved when dealing with a ladder. The placement of the ladder from the wall. The fact that when you climb a ladder, somebody should be on the bottom holding the ladder. A spotter. You should know that the higher you go pose a greater risk of falling. So you don't want to be playing when climbing a ladder. You don't want to be trying to race to the top. You don't got nothing to prove to us. Be safe. It's very important. Never climb a ladder by yourself. Never. You can fall. I don't care how good you think you are. You can make that one mistake and you fall backwards, break your back. Now you're unable to work. I've seen this happen to people. I've seen workers fall, broke their back. I've seen workers get their hands burned. Burned. I'm not talking about a little burn. I'm talking burn. I've seen a lot of things. Safety comes first. Wear your eye protection. If you're the type of brother and you work in construction or any sort of job that requires you to wear eye protection, wear it, for crying out loud. Wear your steel toe boots. Wear it. Wear the boots, people. Wear your proper PPE. Please. Wear your personal protective equipment. It's very important. Don't get injured on the job. Wear your work gloves. Wear the kind of padded gloves that protect you from being punctured by a nail. If I had on my work gloves, I would have never injured my hand. Now, my hand works, it's functional, everything is good, but the wound is still healing. But I'm telling you, it was painful. Imagine striking a nail with a hammer at full force. That's what I did to my own hand by mistake. Now, if I had the proper equipment on, and if I wasn't working while tired, and if I wasn't distracted, none of that would have happened. If you're the type of person who drives, and that's what you do for a living, you can't be distracted by people talking to you while you're driving. I mean, they tell you you shouldn't talk to a person while they're driving. You're distracting them. If you're a bus driver, a conductor on a train, you shouldn't be having conversations with passengers. You pose a safety risk for the passengers. Focus on your job. Very important. Safety first. You know? Safety first. Wear your hard hat, brothers. You're on the construction site. Wear your hard hat. Why are you walking around a construction site and you don't have on your hard hat? What's the matter with you, bro? You crazy? A brick fall off and hit you in your head, you're dead. I've seen things like this happen. I've seen things where people lost their life because a bottle fell from a 24-story building, hit a worker in the head. They died. It's not a nice, pretty sight either. A Henny bottle falling from 24 stories and hitting somebody in the head is not pretty. Do you understand me? It's not. If the person had on a hard hat, trust me, the impact would have shocked them. They would have fell on the floor, but they would be alive. Wear your proper equipment when doing the job. Wear your seatbelt when you're driving in your car. You know, if you're a truck driver, I know how that is. Long trips, long driving hours, learn how to take breaks. Don't overstress your body. Learn the signs, recognize the signs. If you're the type of brother and you're working around gas, certain fuels and chemicals and certain things, make sure that you properly test the air. Make sure that you're using your testing equipment. Make sure that you're testing for certain vapors that might be in the air that can kill you. You know, it's very important. Safety first, people. Safety. When you do your job, again, take your time. Don't rush. Stop trying to be a hero. Stop trying to prove to your coworker that you know how to do it fast. No shortcuts. Turn off the electricity first before you handle those wires. You see, in my job, I do stuff like that. Sometimes people think that they're smarter than electricity. No, you're not. You have to respect current. You have to respect the fact that this can kill you. It could kill you. If you're working on motors and cables and different things, turn off the power at the source. And just because you turned off the power does not mean you just start touching wires. You bring out your tester and you check to see if any volts is passing through. If there's any current, any live wire, use your testing equipment. Check to see if anything's coming through. If nothing is happening, then you know it's safe now to loose the wires and do the procedures. Very important, people. Safety first. Hope everybody pretty much understands this. It's because it's serious. If you walk into a room and it's flooded with water, hey, don't go step in there. If there's a bunch of electrical things around, don't go in there. Safety first. If you're a homeowner, live in an apartment, whatever your case is, do you own a fire extinguisher? Safety first. If you don't have one, go out and get one today. Get yourself a fire extinguisher. Put it in your kitchen. Put it in your bedroom. Have one on hand. So that if anything happened, you're able to put out the fire. You know? Very important. I believe a Class A fire extinguisher is for combustible materials. Class B is for like oil and stuff like that. Class C is for like electrical, stuff like that. Or the dry chemical is pretty much for any of those different issues that may pop off. But it's good to have things in place for safety. Have your carbon monoxide, detector in your house. Smoke alarms in your house. Safety first. Even in the job, safety first. It's very important. See, we don't want you to die and then we talk about this. We want you to know about it now. Because many people lost their life because they weren't thinking about safety. You want to drive around the company vehicle with no seatbelt on. Listen, if you want to die, it is what it is. But I'm putting on my seatbelt. Okay? Bro, why are you wearing a seatbelt for? Because I want to be safe. That's all. It's very important. If you have a house, you should have fire extinguishers. You should have a hose that's set in case you need to put out a fire. That's why you need extinguishers, because if it's an electrical fire, we don't want you using that hose. You got to know how to put out fires. Some things make matters worse and put you in danger. Water is not supposed to be sprayed on everything. A lot of people don't understand this. You have an electrical fire, that's not the time for you to be taking water spraying. No. You've been deceived. You got to get proper training. You got to understand what goes on what. If you don't have the information, you can go to a fire department station and they can give you some brochure on the type of fire extinguishers you can use. It's very important, man. Very important that you have this information so that you're aware of what you can and can't do. You have a grease fire and whatnot. You want to get water and throw on it? No. Whoa. Bad mistake, bro. Bad mistake. You're going to cause more problems. So I hope that little bit of talk about safety stimulated your thoughts to make you think about what you're doing in the workplace, things that you can improve, things that you're doing right now that you know is wrong, that you'll correct them. Smoking on the job while you're near equipment, bro, it's not cool. Drinking on the job when you're working with heavy equipment, it's not smart, bro. You shouldn't be drinking Henny while operating machinery. And if you work around people like that, you need to let your coworker know, look, bro, We cool and all, but I can't have you operating that vehicle and you playing these games drinking. If you're not going to stop this nonsense, I'm going to have to let the supervision know. I don't want to go there and talk, but at the end of the day, you're putting us all at risk. You're really causing a problem, and I don't want to deal with this. You know? So, safety first, everybody. Very, very important. Number 28. Remember, it's a business. Do your part. Your job is a business. It's not a club. It's not a hangout spot. It's not a place to get women. It's a business. You do what you do to make your bread. At the same time, the company needs your ability, your talents, to further the prosperity of the company. That way you benefit and the company benefit. It's a business. It's a business. Always remember that. It's a business. It's not a club. It's a business. You could be replaced. Always remember that. So do your job to the best of your abilities, but don't overwork yourself or underwork yourself. Know your limits. Very important. Number 29. Be an example to others, but don't expect them to be like you. Wow. Be an example to others, but don't expect them to be like you. That's deep. You want to be an example. You want to show coworkers your work ethic and how to improve and how to be better, but don't sit back expecting them to be like you. In other words, be the example. Work efficiently, smart. Be the blueprint of how a worker should be. But just because you're showing by example doesn't mean you sit back expecting everybody to be like you, because they're not. It's good that you're an example. It's good that new workers and employees are able to see a veteran in action. But don't expect the rookie to be like you overnight, because you didn't get there overnight. Took you time to learn. Allow them that same grace. Very important. Number 30, final one. Treat everyone with respect. Treat everyone with respect. When you're on the job, you want to carry yourself like a professional. You want to treat everybody with respect. You want to talk with class, and it's a good look for you to represent the face of the company, because when you speak on behalf of anything, wearing your company logos, your ID, whatever, you're speaking on behalf of the company. So you want to treat everyone with respect, because you never know who is who. You never know who is who. It doesn't matter if it's the lowest paid employee there. Treat everybody with the same respect. You would give your supervisors. Everybody get the same respect, because the guy who might be the janitor might end up being your supervisor one day. The guy who you think is the least might end up being a top guy in the company one day. So you want to treat everybody with respect, because that's how you want to be treated, right? You want everybody to treat you with respect. Okay, you got to give that same energy. The energy you put out is what you get back. Even if people are not nice to you, treat everyone with respect. It goes a long way. It provides good karma. What goes around comes around. Whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. Treat everyone with respect. Don't discriminate when it comes to your respect. Treat everyone with a certain level of respect. Humble yourself. Be kind and courteous. People will always remember you for that. I hope that this live stream helped you all out. I hope that a lot of information throughout this show pretty much gave you a blueprint on pretty much how to survive the workplace, things to do to help you get through. I could have added so much more, but I think that I covered a lot. I used a couple of examples, and definitely a good stream for the working brother, the working sister. So I'm gonna sign out. I got some work to do. I'm gonna be up working on this studio, and I'm gonna give another update on my Instagram. Like, if anybody want to see any of the progress of the studio, you can go to my Instagram page at Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron today at patreon.com/blackmailadvicetv. You can support the show financially if you would like at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. You can hit the Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. Out of all those methods and tips, the greatest of all of them is safety first. That's the greatest of all of those. Safety first. Safety first encompasses everything that was shared. It's so important. Sounds like just a joke, but to a lot of people, but safety first is the most important thing. If there's anything you could get out of that, anything you could get out of this stream, is safety first. When you go to your job, people, be safe on the job. Don't come to the job beefing. We want you to go home safe to your family. When you're driving around to get to and from work, drive safe. When you're using a company vehicle, be safe. When you're using equipment and tools, be safe. Be safe on the job. When you're doing a job, take your time. Calculate what you're going to do. Make sure everything is prepared. Make sure all the staff is aware of the possible dangers. Make sure everyone is wearing their PPE. We got to work safe. Never go in an environment alone. Always have someone with you in case something happens. Understand your surroundings. Definitely. Shout out to V-Dub Man. He said, stay focused and watch your surroundings. Very important. Definitely. Very, very important. I remember one time, I can tell you this story, where one of my old co-workers pretty much saved my life. Share the story with you. And this is why you should listen to what V-Dub Man said about stay focused and watch your surroundings. Well, those of you who know me, you know that I work in, boiler rooms, and I deal with low pressure boilers, and, I deal with a lot of heavy equipment and pressure vessels, and it's a lot of stuff. Well, there was one particular time I had to do a job on some steam traps, right? And these particular steam traps are located under the buildings in the crawl spaces. The crawl spaces are, crawl spaces. A lot of dirt, disgusting, creepy crawlers, roaches, rats, you name it. Well, I was in those crawl spaces, and I had a partner with me. And for whatever reason, it was dark. I had my light. But one thing I didn't take notice is I wasn't focused on my surroundings. So, long story short, when you're in a crawl space, number one, you have to have knee pads on to protect your knees from glass, nails, and everything else. And you have to also look around you. I wasn't thinking about that. I thought I just had to focus on the floor, the ground, and crawl. I wasn't looking at the ceiling. in the crawl space. Well, at one particular point, I was about to stand up, and I was raising up real fast because my back was aching and there was really no room because it's a crawl space. And my coworker screamed out with the loudest voice ever. She said, "Stop! Don't move!" And I stopped real fast. She said, "Look up." And I looked up, and there were these 4 to 5 inch nails, daggers, pointing downward in the crawl space, all over the ceiling. If I would have raised up and she didn't stop me, I would have been impaled in the crawl space and died. Do you understand me? You have to stay focused and watch your surroundings. Do you understand me? When I looked up and I saw those nails, I was like, wow, she saved my life. And she was a rookie. She was brand new, just came in. She came in on the job. And pretty much, she was keeping her eyes open because remember, I'm in the front walking or crawling, I should say. So she's behind me. So she can see the danger that I can't see. And when she saw the nails, because her flashlight looked up at the ceiling and saw the danger, she quickly yelled out and I stopped. Now, what if I would have been in there by myself? I would have been dead. Not only would I have been dead, no one would have known I was there. Safety first. Never go in a crawl space by yourself. Under any circumstances, don't you ever go into a crawl space by yourself. Ever. Always have 2 other people with you. One goes in with you and one stays by the door. In case of an emergency, you have someone on the outside who can get emergency personnel. And the other person can pretty much be with you to make sure that you're good and make phone calls or whatever the case is. But never do any job like that by yourself. And there's many other jobs and many other occupations that I can go through. Safety first. My job is so dangerous. And some of you, you know what it is. You see it. You've seen videos. It's dangerous. But I don't think about it. But it's very dangerous. You have to be on point at all times. You can't be slipping. Can't be giggling and laughing and playing. Got to take things serious. Just like if you're a conductor of a train, you're responsible for all the passengers. You can't be drunk and be a conductor. You're going to kill everybody. So, safety first. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Shout out to everybody in the chat who came through. Shout out to all the mods. You know. And yeah, I'm going to get to some work right now. And, you know, make more progress in the studio here. I'm doing some more work. Everything is looking good. Can't wait for this process to be done. Shout out to all the patrons. Be patient out there. You know, it's a lot of work that I'm doing behind the scenes, trying to get the new studio up and running. That way I can get back to being on camera. You know what I mean? It's a nice studio setup. Looking real good, man. I'm very, very happy with the results. Looking real nice. Very, very nice. You're going to be very impressed with the quality of the work. The videos are going to look damn better, man. Way better. The whole environment is just nice. It's going to look real good on camera. I can't wait, you know. So, y'all take care out there. Be safe, you know, on the job. Be safe on the road. You know, thanks for coming out to the show. Thanks for the support. Let me see what else I got here. Let me see if I missed anything. we got here? I'm looking at something on my phone, kind of seeing what's going on here. I was glad when I got off work this afternoon. I was like, man, I ain't doing no overtime. I'm going home. I don't feel like staying late tonight. Nah. Going straight home. Got to get some work done. You know? Lemon says, thanks for the stream. No problem. Let me see what we got. Oh, thanks for that Cash App, Sherelle. Thanks a lot. Let me see. It's warm outside. About 55 degrees outside. That's crazy. Wow. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. Got some work to do, and I gotta get me something to eat. But I will be back with another stream, you know, probably tomorrow night, tomorrow in the day, depending on how I feel. Again, shout out to Sean James for the inspiration. You know, he made a video about the workplace and other issues, and I was kind of tuning in, and then this kind of came up in my thoughts. So, yeah, you know, that's about it, man. I'm going to sign out. So y'all take care. This is Blackmail Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out, y'all. Peace.